Alright guys, welcome back, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are test driving this beauty, this Harley Davidson. This is some real cool stuff we got here. Look how big this thing is, man. This is just interesting. Leather seat, I guess you can have a passenger too, but passenger seat, but there's no... Yeah. Oh, no, I'm just looking, bro. This is a beauty right here. This guy's all panicky because I'm touching his bike. No, I'm just looking. Can I just look at it? I'm just doing a video. Yeah, I said, oh no, I say no, chill.
يلي بتشرق فيك اليوم عالصبحية تنورنا لما بنفيق من النوم نلقى نورا زايرنا يلي بتشرق فيك اليوم عالصبحية تنورنا لما بنفيق من النوم نلقى نورا زايرنا شو اسمها شموسة
No, we're not test driving that Harley Davidson. But honestly, I wish I could. It's a very nice looking, mean slot machine, and it screams power. I mean, it's so loud. And that guy who you saw was about to beat me up is actually a good friend of mine. No, it wasn't serious. No, he wasn't gonna beat me up, but I bet he could. So I'm on my way to the bike shop. I bought mirrors for this bad boy off eBay, which I don't recommend unless you exactly know what you're getting. You exactly know what you're getting yourself into. But on the product page, it said that it would fit this bike, and it does fit. But it's a cheap Chinese-made mirrors that probably. Oh, I need to make a left right here. Wow, I'm totally not paying attention. That do not make any sense because when you put them on, they stick out. Thank you. And now I'm here to see if they have some sort of adapters that I can, because I kind of don't feel like returning the mirrors and going through that whole eBay ordeal where return, and I don't feel like going to the post office and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna see and come in here and ask one of my helpers if they can take a look at it and see if they have it in their parts store. So I'll be right back right after these few short messages. Wow, that's amazing. Right over my head. Oh, look at this. It makes me so tired. I don't think it couldn't have gone any more embarrassing. The mirrors do actually fit. That's amazing. They fit in terms of the mount, but in terms of it being angled properly, I was totally not seeing that. Wow. Okay, so that's done and over with. I want to take this opportunity to give a special shout out. I don't usually do shout outs, but this one's for Zazo Motovlogs. He's an Iraqi motovlogger. In the outro, I'll have a link to his channel and whatnot. You can go and check him out. If you really liked the motovlogs I did overseas and whatnot, you'll definitely like Zazo Motovlogs, because he does them on the reg and not just during a 3-month vacay. His videos are really interesting. Yeah, you know, he's just such in a tough position, you know, like, because you know why? I've been in his position before, and I know what it's like to live in a third world country where it's so tough to, how can I say, stay under the radar, quote unquote, because I mean he drives a super sport motorcycle, and not everyone in Iraq does drive a super sport motorcycle. And if I'm not mistaken, they're illegal where he is, and it's like a pain in the neck for him to go out, I bet, to go and actually make a video. He always constantly has to check over his shoulder, and always constantly has to check if it's safe to make a video, in terms of the cops not harassing him and whatnot. So go over there, check him out. He has some awesome uploads, you know. It's very, very fresh, very original motovlogging content that you don't usually see skimming through YouTube. You know, a lot of motovloggers nowadays come from very sophisticated countries. You know, very rarely you'll see a motovlogger that's making you know, creating content in a very tough position like he's in. Whether that be, let me speed this yellow, whether that be, you know, country-wise and whatnot. I know for me, at least, it was the biggest pain in the neck to create videos in Yemen because, and even in Saudi Arabia, it's so difficult because, you know, with a camera being attached to your helmet, you know, a lot of people might look at it, you know, why is he recording? What is he doing? You know, you guys have to understand that, you know, people in third world countries where they're doing just enough to get by, doing whatever just so they can survive, they don't understand, they might not have the full understanding of what a hobby is. They don't have time for that. I mean, they're busy trying to feed their darn stomachs, and we're over here full on McDonald's and Burger King and fast food, driving around, you know, having fun with ease and no one bothering us. So over there, they look at certain things from a different light. I myself talked a little bit about that while I was in Yemen and making videos because, you know, a perfect example is when I almost got freaking beat up and got banked by those other, and their fellow motorcyclists, and they saw me as a threat because I was wearing a helmet and a GoPro on top of my head. So, I mean, during that 3-month period, I mean, it was so difficult to crank out videos, and then plus you have to deal with that, and then not only that, but you have to deal with the whole technical side where it's so difficult to freaking upload. I mean, speeds are horrendous over there. The power, let me get the heck out of this way. The power is rarely on, and I spoke to, while I was in Yemen, I actually spoke to Zazo Motovlogs on the phone, and you know, he has the same issue where the power is not even on half the time. It's just you know, every single little thing that we do in our lives that we take for granted is such a struggle over there. It's, you know, down to the simplest things where, you know, walking into a room and just flipping on your light switch becomes the toughest task of the day. It just slowly and slowly, it drove me insane, you know, because I'm so used to that. I was so used to all of these, now I call them luxuries. Before it's like necessities. I mean, I call them luxuries now, but, you know, to you guys, you might call them necessities, but for me, you know, all the small things that I've noticed in my life, I definitely don't take it for granted anymore because, holy moly, there are people in, you know, countries like his in Iraq and people in Saudi Arabia and even in Yemen, or I should say Yemen and even in Saudi Arabia, where there's certain areas where it's just, you know, it's horrific. You know, living conditions, living standards that you wouldn't even, wow, I doubt you guys could even survive maybe a couple days there because, you know, slowly and slowly, it just starts picking away at you, at your brain, and, you know, your patience starts to run out, and it's so difficult to adjust when you're so accustomed to something so easy. Such an easy lifestyle here in America and sophisticated countries such as in the UK or Australia or Canada, where you don't even think twice about taking a hot shower. I mean, do you ever wake up in the morning thinking, am I going to take a hot shower today? I wonder if I turn this faucet if hot water is going to come out. No, you just do it. You literally just turn the faucet and hot water comes out. And that goes the same for electricity. I mean, do you wake up every day thinking, I wonder how long the electricity will be on today? I wonder if I can squeeze out at least 2 to 3 hours of electricity on today. No, you don't even think about that. Electricity's on all the freaking time. All the time. No problem. Whereas when I was in Yemen, I'm like, holy crap, electricity's on. You know, I would try to I'm sitting there with a piece of paper and pencil down, try to follow patterns, just so I can figure out when I can actually upload videos. And I'm sitting there editing my freaking my videos, and my freaking laptop overheats out of nowhere. I'm like, why the heck is it overheating? And then I realized, I'm such an idiot. Because when you're in the heat of things, the smallest possible, how should I say this? The smallest possible obstacles you don't think about because you never run into when you're here in sophisticated countries. So the AC wasn't on. the room was hot, and my freaking laptop overheats like every 2 seconds. And then I'm like, holy crap, how am I gonna deal with this issue? How am I gonna edit motovlogs without my freaking laptop not overheating every 2 seconds? So then I'm like, okay, no big deal, I'll stick it in the fridge. And then you're like, well, wait a minute, there's no electricity. I'm like, oh my god. So it's like a loop, a constant loop of circle of obstacles you have to try to overcome and try to time where, like, okay, electricity is going to be on from this time to that time. Let's try to squeeze it in the fridge and edit this fast. It's just like, oh. You know, I looking back, I wish I would have just, you know, recorded as much as I could and saved it and just said, hey, you know what? When I come back to America, I'll go ahead and take my time and edit it and make sure that they're really clean and nice. But, you know, that wasn't the case. For me, it was like, you know, I want to squeeze out fresh content every single time. So I know I just basically side ranted on how tough it is to upload videos overseas, but it still relates to Zazzo's situation. So, you know, go check him out, show him some love, tell him I sent you.
نحمده ونشكره يلا شو بيرانا في كل حال هالشمس الحلوة والله